Hi, this is Chef Skip, and today we're going to do an introduction to sausage. The word sausage originally comes from the Latin word salsus, which means to salt or to preserve. Salting meat was necessary for people to allow their meat products to preserve longer. Sausage making became a crucial method for using the ground or chopped scraps and trim that were left over after slaughter of an animal too large to consume in one or two meals. Trimmings were always enclosed in the intestines, gullet, or bladder of the slaughtered animal in a manner distinct by region, creating a very provincial delicacy that was developed into a culinary art form. In some parts of the world, especially in colder climates, the sausage would survive during the winter without refrigeration, allowing people to eat the sausage regularly during the bleak months. However, during the summer, people had to develop ways of preserving meats. Hence, the process of smoking and drying sausages allowed people living in even the fairest climates to have sausage available year-round, without the need for continuous cooling. Sausages became known by the names of the towns from whence they originated, such as Bologna, coming from the northern Italian town of Bologna. Classifications of sausage. Although the culinary world is blessed with thousands of sausages, there are basically 5 classifications of sausage. Cooked sausages is made with fresh meats and then fully cooked and sold as is. It is generally eaten immediately after cooking and is refrigerated and reheated before eating. Cooked sausages are also commonly eaten cold. Examples include Braunschweiger, veal sausage, and liver sausage. Next, cooked smoked sausage is basically the same as cooked sausage, but it is smoke cooked, or it is cooked and then smoked. It can be eaten hot or cold and is generally reheated in different ways before being eaten, although it can be eaten cold. Examples include wieners, kielbasa, and bologna. Fresh sausage. Fresh sausage is made from fresh meats that have not been previously cured. This sausage must be refrigerated and thoroughly cooked before eating. Examples could include Boer's, sweet Italian sausage, and fresh breakfast sausage. Fresh smoked sausage is fresh sausage that is smoked and refrigerated and cooked thoroughly before eating. Examples include Metwurst and andouille sausage. Dry sausage is the most complex of all sausages and is made from a variety of meats. The drying process has to be carefully controlled and the sausage is ready for eating once it has been dried. This sausage keeps for very long periods of time under refrigeration. Examples include all types of salamis and summer sausage. Sausage making equipment. It is very important to ensure that all equipment is sanitized correctly before proceeding with the sausage making. The pieces of equipment involved contain many edges, ridges, and holes that are particularly difficult to inspect. However, there are areas that must be vigilantly maintained and inspected at all times. It is also to the sausage maker's advantage that the equipment be very cold before proceeding. Submerging the grinder head, blade, and die in a large pail of ice water for a few minutes before use prevents the sausage meat from warming and the separation of fats within the mix. The undesired warming of sausage can result in a difficult stuffing process. The meat grinder that is used for producing sausage can be a freestanding unit, an attachment to a mixing machine, or a small table attachment. However, there are some basic rules that chefs should always observe. The grinder should always be secured and completely stationary for use. Always refrigerate the grinder parts before use. Never freeze the grinder parts because food will stick. After washing lightly, oil the attachments before chilling. Clean the grinder well, being careful to reach the inside of the grinder body and the holes in the die. Assemble the parts correctly. The most common mistake is facing the blades in the wrong direction. Never use a metal spoon to push the meat through. Always use the plastic or wooden implement provided. Never try to use an implement that is too small for the opening. Soak or wash immediately. Do not allow the meat particles to dry on the machine parts because they will be much more difficult to wash. Assembly of the meat grinder. The following are basic steps in the assembly of the meat grinder. 1. Attach the chilled grinder head to the machine, making sure the pin fits into the machine hole. This will lock the grinder's head in place and prevent it from spinning. 2. Slide the auger or worm into the opening. Ensure it is properly lined up and fully inserted. You may need to spin it slightly. Place the knife blade, the flat part facing outward, onto the end of the auger. 4. Secure the chilled grinder die onto the auger, lining up the pin at the bottom of the auger with the hole at the base of the die. And 5. Attach the collar and turn to secure. Just hand tighten. 6. Add the feeding tray. Sausage horns. The sausage horns used in the production of sausage come in at least 4 different sizes and are specifically sized to fit the sausage casings that are general use. Sausage stuffers come as individual units and are attached to machines and are by far the best way to stuff sausage. Rolling and tying in plastic wrap or using a piping bag can be successful. However, these methods are not very efficient, nor do they result in a good finished product. When using a sausage stuffer, some basic rules should be followed for safety and efficiency. Sanitize all equipment well, ensuring that the smaller pieces are thoroughly cleansed and sanitized. Check the air pressure valve is working in a position before use. Understand the possibility that the stuffer crank handle may slip and reverse one full crank because of the pressure buildup in the chamber. Make sure the stuffer is well secured and stationary during the stuffing. Always assemble correctly and accurate guidance and instruction. Do not operate the stuffer on your own. Always have one person cranking the machine while another handles the sausage, unless of course you have an electric stuffer. Soak or wash all parts immediately after use. Do not allow the meat particles to dry on the machine parts because they will be much too difficult to wash. Assembling a sausage stuffer can be the key to making a good sausage. It can also lead to very serious injury if not done correctly. Be sure of the following. Chill all parts of the stuffing machine before use. Secure the correct sausage horn on the bottom of the meat chamber. Pack the prepared sausage into the meat chamber. Place an O-ring and the air pressure valve onto the piston. Place the crank handle onto the low gear. Apply the skin onto the horn and prepare to crank. Release the air as you go to avoid buildup of pressure. Other equipment used in sausage making. Large plastic non-reactive tubs are very useful when making sausage because they hold a great deal of product and serve as a curing tub for meats that need time to cure once they have been cut or ground. The tubs also become important when storing sausage meats because it's very difficult to tell flavors apart when they are not well labeled. Always ensure the sausage meat, whether in casings or in bulk, is labeled well. Poor labeling is a common fault with inexperienced sausage makers. Chef's tip. When placing bulk ground sausage into tubs, it is imperative that the meat be flattened well and all possible air pockets removed from the mass, which can otherwise become areas for bacterial spoilage when storing or curing for long periods of time. The sausage knife with its 3 to 4 sharp prongs, here on the left, is used to eliminate holes under the skin in the sausage when it becomes stuffed. If the sausage has been stuffed tightly enough, when the sharp prong hits the air hole, the pressure of the sausage meat should fill that hole instantly. This prevents possible spoilage in that area of the sausage. On your right, hog staplers or hog nut ring pliers are used to close larger sausages that require the filling to be under pressure during stuffing. The staplers or pliers ensure that a tight seal at the end of the sausage and allow the sausage to remain firm and well packed. Sausage casing and skins. Sausages are encased in a variety of interior tube-shaped membranes found naturally within lamb, sheep, pigs, and cows. The fresh skins are by far the best when making sausage. However, they are time-consuming to use and can break if not handled expertly. As a result, many other man-made sausage skins are available to sausage makers, making their jobs less labor-intensive. Natural casings. Generally, sausages are made with the small intestines of the animal, although some regional specialties are made with the large intestines, stomach, bladder, or bung. The advantages of natural casings are that the sausage has a fresh, homemade appearance and that the casing is semi-permeable, porous membrane that allows the skin to accept smoke more readily than man-made skins. All fresh casings must be washed thoroughly when removed from the animal. They are then preserved in salt, both on the inside and the outside, in 100-yard lengths that are sold as a hank, bundle, or a cap, or by the ounce. These hanks, which are similar in length as the intestine gets larger in diameter, can be purchased salted, pre-flushed, or pre-flushed on tubes. The more that is done to the skins before you receive them, the more expensive they are going to be per hank, an important consideration for the chef. Salted hanks must first be untangled and cut into the appropriate lengths. Then they are flushed clean of the salt on the outside and the inside of the sausage skin. It is advisable to then soak them overnight, immersed in cold water to completely reconstitute it, and avoid the cooked sausage from being hard to bite into. Skins that are larger in diameter, such as beef round, are generally easier to work with because there is no need to untangle them. However, the flushing and soaking procedure is the same. After prepping the sausage skin, it can be placed on the sausage horn for stuffing. Take great care not to tangle the skins when feeding them onto the horn. The use of running cold water helps a great deal with this technique. Pre-flushed casings are basically ready to use, but great care must be taken when feeding the skins onto the sausage horns because they tangle easily. Some sheep and lamb skins come packaged in a liquid preservative that keeps the casing soft and pliable for immediate use. Pre-flushed sausage skins are also available untangled and fed onto plastic tubes. They can be easily slipped onto the sausage horn with no labor involved in the preparation. This is a convenient way of purchasing sausage skins, but they are more expensive. Natural casings. Natural casings come in a variety of sizes and from a variety of animals and should be chosen for the specific type of sausage that is to be made. They are generally labeled according to their millimeter size and their animal type. Example, 32 to 35 millimeter hog casing. The millimeter size is the internal diameter of the skin and has two dimensions to emphasize an uneven measurement throughout the length of the skin. Although the measurement varies between the two dimensions, the difference is difficult to notice with the naked eye when the sausage is stuffed. The following list details the various types of casings or skins used in sausage production. Lamb and sheep casings can be difficult to use, but with care and patience they give great results. They are used for breakfast sausage, frankfurters, fresh pork sausage, and are usually the skins used when making fish and shellfish sausage. As with all natural products, all measurements are approximate because of the fluctuations in size and breakages in the skin. The most commonly used lamb and sheep skins are 22 to 24 millimeter and 24 to 26 millimeter casings and are bought in hanks of 100 yards. There are other areas of the animal that is used for very specialized sausages. The stomach, bung, and bladder of the lamb and sheep are also used. Pig or hog casings are undoubtedly the most popular casing and can be used for almost any sausage of that general diameter. They are versatile, easy to handle, and give consistent results when making fresh sausage. The most commonly used skins are 32 to 35 millimeter hog casings and come in 100-yard hanks. Other areas of the hog's intestine used for sausage making include the hog middle for chitlings, which is used for a savory hot entree, and the hog bung end, which is typically used for salamis and liverwurst. Location of casings in animals. Beef casings or sausage casings from the beef carcass are all much larger and are used for larger style sausages. They are easy to handle because there are so little to no tangling involved with such large casings. They are bought in a variety of lengths or as individual skins because of the variance in their holding capacity. Beef rounds are from the small intestines and are named for the familiar ring shape they create when stuffed. They are sold in 100-foot lengths and can vary in diameter from 35 to 45 millimeter, allowing them to stuff an average of 80 to 90 pounds of sausage meat. They are used predominantly for the production of ring bologna, metwurst, liver sausage, blood sausage, and Polish sausage. Beef middles are sold in sets of 18 to 20 inch lengths 45 to 51 centimeters, adding up to their entire length of 57 feet. They vary in width, but one complete set stuffs approximately 80 to 90 pounds of sausage meat. The beef bung, or appendix, and the beef bladder are generally sold as individual casings because they are so large. These are specialized skins that are rarely used in restaurants, although there are always new and innovative ways for using them. The bungs come in a variety of diameters ranging from 3.5 inches to 5 inches. The most common size is 4.5 inches and stuffs between 8 to 10 pounds of sausage. The bungs are used to make sausages such as capicola, large bologna, and cooked salamis. Bladders can be large, medium, or small and can stuff between 7 to 14 pounds of sausage. Their most famous use is for the production of mortadella. Fresh sausage skins do look more like natural product. In most cases in a restaurant setting, this is a very good thing. Fresh sausage skins cook well and taste extremely good with almost any method of cooking. Fresh sausage skins have better flavor. Fresh sausage skins accept other flavors other than smoked well. Fresh sausage skins can be stuffed with a greater variety of good products than can be synthetic skins. Fresh sausage skins shrink equally with the meat during the drying stage. And here is an example of mortadella put into a bladder. Collagen casings. The use of collagen casings became necessary because there were just not enough natural casing skins to keep up with the ever-growing popularity of sausage products. They also met the need for regular and precise portion control that fresh skins could not deliver, and that the industry catering of the modern world demands. The collagen casing is formed when the hides of the beef animal are split and the flesh side of the skin, or the corium layer, is ground or swollen in acid, sieved and filtered, and then extruded into perfectly even-sized skins of various sizes, and then are uniform in diameter for their entire length. Collagen casings are considered to be a fresh product, and because they are edible, should be refrigerated after being soaked. There are some major advantages to using collagen casings. Collagen casings are available in the same variety of sizes as natural casings, and they are available curved to imitate the curving of beef round. Collagen casings are generally used for smoked sausages, but not as commonly for fresh sausages. Collagen casings accept smoke well, giving a wide variety of shades of a mahogany color. Collagen casings accept smoke so quickly that the smoking period can be greatly shortened. Collagen casings are available in a colored form to imitate smoking. Collagen casings are much easier to use than fresh skins because there is no tangling or preparation beforehand. Collagen casings are available in an accordion style, which makes it easier to load greater quantities of skins onto the sausage horn. Collagen casings are slightly stronger than fresh skins and are less likely to break during stuffing. Collagen casings need little time to soak before they are ready for use, making them extremely convenient. Synthetic casings. Synthetic casings come in a variety of sizes and are available in a variety of shades of brown to imitate the look of a smoked product. Synthetic casings are available in two forms: plastic casings and fibrous casings. They are both inedible and are used predominantly for their strength. Synthetic casings are able to withstand more pressure during the stuffing process, expelling more air and creating a very compact sausage. They are easy to store, and once they have been soaked for use, they require no special handling or refrigeration. Some of the fibrous casings contain proteins, or in some cases spices, that are lined on the inside of the skin and attached to the exterior of the sausage during the drying processes. Synthetic casings are versatile and very useful when making sausage, especially when the outer skin is not important to the finished product. The following are the major advantages. Synthetic casings are strong and durable when stuffing large, tightly packed sausage, ensuring ease when slicing and good portion control. Synthetic casings are convenient, cleaned, and ready to use. They can be peeled and thrown away. Synthetic casings cut the outside of the sausage during the drying process. Synthetic casings are easy to store and do not need refrigeration. Synthetic casings are not meat-based. making them appropriate for fish, poultry, or vegetable sausage. Other items can be substituted for sausage skins, but they are not as effective as the natural collagen or synthetic skins. Caul fat, the thin membrane attached to the liver and surrounding the stomach of a pig, can be used. It is, however, easily torn and only suitable for individual small sausages that do not have to be tightly rolled. Plastic wrap can be used for some success in poaching, but there are several limitations. For example, plastic wrap cannot be used smoking or grilling. Chef's tip: 1 pound of meat stuffs about 6 feet of medium-sized 22 to 24 millimeter lamb casing. 1 hank of medium-sized 22 to 24 millimeter lamb casing uses about 55 to 60 pounds of sausage meat. 1 pound of meat will stuff about 2 to 3 feet of 32 to 35 millimeter hog casing. 1 hank of 32 to 35 millimeter hog casing holds about 110 pounds of sausage meat. Preparing and selecting the meats. Although sausage is made from a mixture of pork, beef, and fat, sausage is a great way to use up tough pieces of meat, no matter where the meat, poultry, game, fish, or shellfish came from. However, most other meats do not contain the appropriate quantities of suitable fats for the making of sausage. This is not to say that other meats cannot be tried, but they may require the blending of multiple meats and/or fats. The basic rule of thumb for most sausage is that it should contain at least 25% of the weight in fat. The chef can use the guideline to mix and match the meats, often substituting pork fat, and some pork meat for that matter, into the sausage recipes that are being created. For example, if a pheasant sausage is to be served as an accompaniment to a dish being prepared with pheasant breasts, the tough pheasant legs and the thighs can be ground into a quality pork fat and meat to accomplish this needed ratio. When the protein used is of finer consistency and structure, as is the case with fish and shellfish, the fats used should be more refined and better flavored, such as butter and heavy cream. In this case, there may also be a need for panada, because the proteins themselves will not sufficiently bind the sausage. The strictest rules of sanitation and safety must be observed during the process of cutting and grinding the meats for the production of sausage. Sanitize the table, cutting board, meat tubs, grinding equipment, and knives. Use only the best quality and most suitable cuts of meat. Bone the meat carefully, removing all the bones and their splinters. Make sure the portion of the fat to meat is correct. Remove the gristle, sinew, blood spots, and excess fat from the meat. Make the meat as appropriate in size for the grinder. Do not store the cut meat for too long after it's cut. Make sure the meat is very cold before grinding. Always measure the amount of spice to meat accurately. Grinding the meats. Several precautions should be observed during the grinding process, including always grind starting with a large hole die. Second and sometimes third grinds are made with sequential smaller hole die. Have the meat on the grinder well chilled. Make sure that the fat is well distributed within the meat. Feed the meat through easily with limited pressure, not to force the meat. Have the correct size of container to receive the ground product. The container should be at least twice the capacity of the amount of sausage being ground, so that the meat can be easily mixed in the containers. Adding water and spices. When adding the spices to the ground sausage, it is important to distribute them evenly throughout the sausage mixture. To facilitate the addition of the spice to the sausage, the spice should be mixed well with ice cold water first before being added. The addition of the ice water at a rate of 1 pint per 10 pounds of meat not only aids in the even distribution of spice, but also gives the sausage lubrication for the stuffing process. Added water also results in a moist texture in the cooked sausage and assists in the cooling of the sausage mix during the stuffing. The water also makes the mixing process easier. When the integration is complete, the sausage should squirt from in between the fingers with a handful squeezed together. It is important when the sausage has been blended well that it be stuffed immediately into the casing or skins. Placing the sausage mixture in the refrigerator before being stuffed will result in the meat becoming too firm to stuff, requiring additional mixing. The flavors of raw ingredients are sufficiently developed by resting the skin in the skin. After being stuffed, resting in the skin bulk before being stuffed does not appreciably improve the flavor of the finished product and only impedes the stuffing process. Stuffing and storing. Stuffing and storing. Once the sausage has been seasoned and lubricated, it can be stuffed into the casings, which should be standing by, already flushed, soaked overnight, and on the horn. Once the stuffer is in place and has been assembled correctly, the following precautions should be adhered to. When placing the meat into the stuffer, pack it down well, eliminating as many air pockets as possible. Ensure that the casing to be stuffed is very wet inside and outside. This will aid in the free flow of the stuffing. Crank slowly at first until the meat reaches past the open end of the skin. Tie the skin into a strong knot and begin to stuff. Use the sausage prong to eliminate any air pockets that develop. Always ensure the casing is in front of the horn and free from twists or obstructions. Link the sausages in appropriate lengths and store them in a cooler at once, or place them on smoke sticks and load them straight into a smoker. Twist the sausage at the desired lengths, or tie the lengths of sausage with a piece of twine. Chef's tip: if the casing bursts, tie the tear off and start the process again. A tear or break in the skin is not considered a failure. It's a common occurrence in making sausage. We've only gone over a small amount of sausage making, mostly fresh sausage. There's a whole world out there with sausage. I hope you'll research it and investigate it.